frankly, well, perhaps you're gay. Is there a point to all these fancy clothes? With all these buckles from your head down to your toes? It's very simple, but I'm just another girl. It's not so easy, but I'm giving it a whirl. Is there something that you're trying to prove? With all the makeup and the way you move, are you looking for some sympathy? No, I'm trying to be the best girl I can be. It's very simple, but I'm just another girl. It's not so easy, but I'm giving it a whirl. Like my martini stride, cosmos I won't deny. Smoke those long cigarettes. Thank God I'm not dead yet. Done all these crazy things, short of a wedding ring. Just a
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Calista Solomon, and this is nlcTrans. Tonight, hopefully, we've got an interesting show for you. We've got our usual co-hosts here tonight, Tara and Stacy. And we also have a special guest tonight. We have Professor Broccoli from Mitchell College, and you are Professor of Behavioral Sciences. Is that correct? We had done at your invitation, we had done a discussion panel at your school for your class, which was a whole lot of fun, and we're looking forward to hopefully doing that again. That was really wonderful. Perhaps you'd like to talk a little bit about what it is that you do over there.
Sure. Well, I'm a professor in the Behavioral Sciences department, and this semester I'm teaching a course in human sexuality, which is the platform for having invited the panel to Mitchell College. I'm also teaching classes, theories of personality and general psychology, and I'm enjoying it very much. I like Mitchell College a lot. The students are really exciting and excited, and they especially enjoyed the panel discussion when you all came to the college, and are looking forward to doing it again sometime, either next semester or potentially in the fall.
Wow, that's good. They were nice. They were a really nice bunch of kids. Kids, I call them. They're adults, but to me, they're kids. But I mean, my daughter's older than all of them. But they were great, and certainly, if any of them are out there watching, they're welcome to call in. This is a call-in show. But yeah, you have a very nice class, and that was a lot of fun.
Experience. It was interesting,
and it was a pretty good turnout for only about a week's worth of planning.
Yes,
right.
Yes,
and
I think we had somewhere between 40 and 60 students show up.
Right.
Over the course of the night.
And I didn't advertise all that heavily because, because it was such short notice, really, and I think, if we had done more, we really would have had a huge turnout. I mean, really, with just a couple emails, that was a really good turnout.
Yeah, I think you said when we had shown up that it was your class, some people from the humanities department, or the humanities club, and then whoever saw the ad on the
screen,
the screen in the CAF.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty good for such little advertising.
Really?
Well, it's a hot button sort of topic too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see that on the screen in the cafeteria, I could easily imagine.
Your attention.
And I think it's something that's uniquely college. So I think that is why I was so excited to have the panel. I mean, maybe they had experienced something like that in high school, but panels like this are something that I really associate with, going to college and sort of expanding your boundaries. And
it's definitely getting more prevalent where they're having, they had a trans law and health conference earlier this year, I forget where, and it was more of it was sponsored by somebody, but it was more open to whomever knew about it and wanted to go. But certainly the college campuses are the place to have those conversations. That's the time and place.
Yeah, that was great. And Mitchell College is very nice. I had actually never been to the campus
before.
It's
a lovely campus.
That's very nice.
It is a very nice campus.
But
Buried here in New London, you don't even know about it.
yeah, I know, and it's a nice section of New London too. I really did. I knew Mitchell College was here somewhere. I didn't
Somewhere, right,
I didn't know where it was
exactly.
till I looked it up on MapQuest.
And
Actually.
London doesn't end at the hospital. It goes down quite a ways further.
Yeah, I know.
Small. It's very.
But it is
intimate.
very nice, and the students were very nice, and in fact everybody there was very nice to us, and,
Yep.
and we had a great time, and we're going to do that again, and perhaps next time we'll get to film it.
Right.
We'll have
Yep.
a little more notice, and maybe we can film it, and then we can show clips on here, which is
Yep.
is going to be very cool.
That'd be great.
So you did the psychology thing as well. So maybe you can tell us what's wrong with us.
Well, I was just,
Or what's wrong with you? I'm perfect.
you're perfect.
What's wrong with me?
Dan just hasn't realized.
Dan hasn't realized that yet. His loss.
Stick with Tara. We only have an hour.
I'm sorry. I will try not to talk too much about Dan tonight, or I will. We'll stick to the issues. I think one of the reasons that we are sort of this hot topic is that we have the word sex in our name.
Yes. Incredibly misleading, but incredibly useful for getting attention.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
okay. The language is I think a little bit slow to catch up here. The language is we're confused about it ourselves. We use the language we have.
Because you have to. I mean,
Yeah.
there has to be a way to talk about the subject matter discreetly with someone.
Right.
As much as you want to accept that there's a spectrum of expression, you still have to be able to talk about it in a concrete way.
Right.
If you hope to have any kind of legislation in place, you have to be able to define the terms that the laws are protecting. So it's almost unfair, but it has to be.
Right.
Yeah. And we're still sort of relatively in our infancy as far as this our personal part of the population goes. I mean, it's not that old, so
No,
it'll
no.
take some time. Eventually, the language hopefully will catch up.
And we had talked before briefly about the initiative, the Harry Benjamin syndrome.
Yep.
Folks were pushing this idea, since the transsexuality is in the diagnostic manuals for psychology, for psychologists, psychiatrists, and it's not a behavioral disorder,
Right.
that it should be classified differently. And they were suggesting the Harry Benjamin syndrome. Since Harry Benjamin was the guy that sort of discovered the patterns and the traits originally, to try and get it out of that psychology realm.
Right. Abnormality.
Right,
And,
right.
Exactly.
Right.
The idea that it's there's a disease with the treatment, and it's looked at within the community much more like a birth defect with a treatment than a disease
Right.
with a treatment. But
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? We're doing the best we can, but Dr. Harry Benjamin is in fact the one who set up what we refer to as the standards of care, which is basically the rule book that we all follow as far as our treatment goes.
well, most follow.
Well, those of us that
That's
do,
another issue.
right?
The rule book.
Those of us that are not
It's advisable
self-medicated.
to follow. Yes.
And that is certainly very prevalent. A lot of people step outside the bounds of what they're supposed to do. I can honestly say I did in the beginning myself.
And that can have some serious health ramifications
that's-
as well as just.
It's dangerous.
Right.
It's very dangerous. So we don't advise that. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I got out of that. I did right in the very beginning. I self-medicated a bit, as I think a large number of transsexuals do.
Right.